Hello everybody, today is Sunday, April 19th, and today is a big one. I want to talk to you about the band that I have seen the most times live, pretty sure, and that is Nonpoint. Nonpoint's a really cool band, totally metal, but they infuse an element of hip-hop, of Latin, even a little reggae, a lot of different styles, but just hardcore and really, really great lyrics, really great. Every single person in that band is just on point and top notch. Every time I see them, their energy is amazing, which is why they're the band that I have seen the most. Now, I kind of joke and say that they are the Kevin Bacon of my bands, because I can actually tie them to nearly every other band that I've seen. And so as I tell some of these stories, I think you'll see those connections. The first is that I actually saw them open for Seven Dust back in 2006 at the Myth nightclub in Minneapolis. I was there and I left a Nonpoint fan, and I left almost forgetting that I was there for Seven Dust. They were amazing. They had a song in Spanish called Rabia that they played, and it just caught my attention. I had no idea what they were saying, but it was just so catchy. It was so visceral. I loved to see that kind of action on stage. So I got to see them in 2006, as I mentioned, so quite a while ago for the first time, and then I started seeing them every time they came around. One of the most recent times that I got to see them was a surprise. I went to see Disturbed when they came back and did their, after they broke up after they went on a break for a while, and then they came back. The first show that they did, of course, because David Draymond is from Chicago, the band originated in Chicago, and so they had their first concert here in Chicago. And I went to go see them. I remember standing in line with Chad, and it was general admission at the House of Blues, so we got there pretty early. We were standing in line, and I looked across the street, and someone said, "Is that David Draymond?" And I looked across the street, and sure enough, David Draymond was just hanging out talking to somebody. And I didn't want to lose my spot in line, so I didn't go over and say hi. So kind of a small regret there. But when we got into the building, they said it was a special opener, but they had a little piece of paper on the table when you were, getting your hand stamped or whatever the process was, and it said, the opener for tonight is Nonpoint. And I was wow. So I got to see them at the House of Blues opening for Disturbed. I also got to see them. They were actually the headliners for the Butcher Babies meet and greet that I talked about in that video. The one with the spin the wheel. That night, Butcher Babies was opening for Nonpoint. They're an amazing band live, as I mentioned, but they're also really creative with their merchandise. So this shirt is just one of hundreds of shirts that they've put out over the years, but they have also other creative items. The first, socks. So look at that, how cool that is. The next, when we went on Shipwrecked, beach towel. Super soft. And here's a picture of the decal that I put over the fuel cover on my car, which is, of course, their iconic symbol. And over the years, some people have seen this symbol and thought, is it a crab? Is it a monkey? Is it a spider? They weren't quite sure. So they spelled it out when they did this album, and they put the red frog on the cover, which is what that symbol is. It's a frog. And they kept the symbol on the side here, which is pretty cool. This shirt is, of course, a sweatshirt, very unique. I actually got this as part of a package for this album that came out. So there's nothing on the back. It's not a t-shirt per se, but it is the only Nonpoint t-shirt that I have left. I kind of have a curse with these shirts. I had another shirt, which you'll see in some of my Shiprocked meet and greet pictures, but it had a rip in it and it was a size too small. Then I got this one, and it's a size too big. Also, you may see some of the dots from me, and my family's going to laugh at this, washing and drying a chapstick. So now this shirt's kind of ruined because it has chapstick stains all over it, and I can't figure out how to get it out. But if you figure it out, let me know. Put it in the comments below. So I got to see them, as I mentioned, on Shiprocked. So my first Shiprocked 2014, I went and saw them, and so of course they are in the book. So they are one of the first pages, actually the first page in the book, and as you can see, got them in there. So cool story about this, and I'll post a picture so you can see it a little bit better at the end of the story. But when I saw them on Shiprocked, and then of course I put them in the book, the picture, by the way, I'm wearing my corn shirt from earlier, so they're dying. So I had to hunt them down to get them to sign the book. So we went to the concert where Letters from the Fire opened. Nonpoint stayed after the concert, so I brought my book and I got them to sign it. I got everyone but Rob to sign it, and unfortunately, I missed him that night. I totally understand, though. People were coming up to him and asking him to sign napkins, and so he was getting really frustrated. He's like, dude, I'm going out. And so he went out to the van or the bus or whatever they were in. So it was sad that I missed him, but they came back in 2015, and they were on Shiprocked then. And so I managed to hunt Rob down on the beach. He's their drummer, by the way, and got him to sign it. So I have all the signatures in the book. One of the signatures is not the signature of the person that's in there because they have had a few changes. There's also a pick in there because of the night that they got most of the signatures and that Letters from the Fire opened in Iowa. I managed to get a pick, and so great strategy there. Once again, if a pick comes at you and you see it, step on it, but continue to pretend to look for it. After a few minutes, people give up. They stop looking for it. They assume someone got it. Don't move your foot. And then, of course, when it gets a little bit calmer, when people aren't as paying attention, you can move your foot, step down there, and get your pick. So I have a pick in the book, so that's just one of the great additions for Nonpoint for me. I've been reminded that everyone, if you have a YouTube account, should like my video below. That helps with some of the trolls that are giving me some dislikes. And of course, if you'd like to leave me a comment below with a question you have, I'll be sure to answer. Or if you have a comment or a suggestion of something to do better, I'm all ears. So I loved hearing from you. You can also subscribe so that way you get an email or notification when I post new videos, so you don't have to wonder when the next one's going to come out, or so you don't forget to watch it and backlog yourself or something. But it's been great hanging out again today with you and talking a little bit about Nonpoint. Stay tuned tomorrow for another band. Bye.